Good morning, family.
Woo-hoo! We have made it to another weekend. It is good to be here. I'm just looking at myself because that's kind of what you do. You see yourself in the monitor, and you see yourself from the camera to the monitor. And I was like, maybe I won't shave for a week or two. I don't know. It might have. Just things I think about. It is the morning break. I am Rob Patz. Good to be here. By the way, if this is your first time, the morning break is kind of like a morning radio show mixed kind of with just a chance for like two friends to sit down and talk. That was the goal. I did morning radio a long time ago. Long time ago. Over 20 years ago. It's crazy to think of that. And I've always wanted to do something like this where you're just hanging out with somebody and chatting about things going on, not only in your life, but kind of in the world kind of thing. 7 weeks coffee. Got my coffee. Now, I do want to tell you something about that. When you order your coffee from 7 weeks coffee, and I had a question about this. What would you order? Well, for me, and I've kind of become this guy, is I am more now of a dark roast, which is very unusual for me. And by the way, I'm going to adjust the camera just a little bit. That was kind of weird. But I am become much more of a dark roast guy. But I am going to tell you this, and I'm going to be that person that tells you, buy the variety pack. Go into this and be open. Because now that I like dark roast is one thing, but like my wife loves, there's a morning blend which has hints of chocolate. My wife loves that one. She doesn't really drink coffee, but she loves the smell of coffee, and she goes, "Oh, that's my favorite." And of course, I get whole bean. You can get it ground or in the K cup. Go to 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10 when you enter your order for a special discount. 7 Weeks Coffee, they have been fantastic sponsors and part of what we're doing at Abundant TV now. And they've been with us, goodness, almost 8 months. That's crazy. They do so many incredible things. Check out their special blends. They are a small batch roast. And just so you know, I like that because it's fresher. It comes out faster. Hey, listen, some stuff to talk about today. And here in the United States, if you're watching, our freedom of expression and freedom of religion are so important. Story came across the wire last night, and I was like, I got to talk about this on the morning break. The folks in China, and we're not big in China, because they do censor anything that has a faith-based. It's so, hey, we know what's happening. But in China right now, they have created new laws cracking down on it. It is affecting everybody, including they're not allowed any longer to do short form teaching. They're, of course, cracking down on priests and pastors, and it is super sad. And it's one of those things that to me is really scary, and we're looking at it right now. And you talk about freedoms that we are so blessed with here in the United States, and then you think of what's happening in China, and they've gone to the point now, and this is another thing I find really interesting. They've gone to the point now where they are restricting what they call community events and community outreach events, where the church isn't even doing evangelism stuff, but it's just helping the community. And those kinds of things scare me. And of course, I have a background. My father was very active when he was in ministry, as far as sending Bibles to China, smuggling Bibles into China. So to me, I always look at China, and my dad had a super big heart for China and for what was going on there. And it does that just shocking news came out last night. Pray for our brothers and sisters that are doing mission work there, that are doing the stuff that, is, man, it's yeah, it's tough right now. It's tough over there. Thankful that we do have some great missionaries over there that are doing some neat stuff. But pray for them. Pray that they have wisdom. Hey, did you watch the football game last night? Bills and the Dolphins. Thursday night football. The Bills win. I know this what the score said. I didn't really feel it was that close. And how long do they keep going the way they are in Miami before some changes happen? Hearing this morning about possibility of them firing at least one coordinator. If I'm on the coaching staff there, I'm getting my resume ready and probably putting my house up for sale. Tough things going on. Tua is a cool dude though. And I worry about Tua. Love his heart, love that he wants to play, but is there a point where you just like every time I cringe, I watch a little of it and I cringe worrying that he's going to have another concussion. And of course, I got a chance when he was at Alabama to see when I was down there because the radio station I owned carried a lot of the games, and so I got some cool merch and stuff. And I lost a lot of hope for Alabama though when they hired their current coach because he's from my University of Washington. Anyway, so those are some of the things going on. We got some interesting stuff coming up now. Mr. Kyle's going to be here with us, and I'm excited. EPW coming to Abundant TV, and it starts the first Saturday in October. And this has been so much fun. What a blessing for me. And I want to take this quick second before we head to break and tell you, I love every programmer that's on Abundant TV. Every one of them are people that I know, but Mr. Kyle and the folks at EPW have been amazing to work with. Love their heart, love what they're doing. And I'm humbled to be in a very small way a part of what they're doing at EPW. We're going to talk to Mr. Kyle, find out if he likes coffee. We're going to do that after this break.
Behind every precious life, there was a choice. Behind every family moment, behind every special memory, there was a choice. A life of joy, a life that is beautifully and wonderfully made. At 7 Weeks Coffee, we are funding the pro-life movement, one cup at a time. Will you let your coffee serve a greater purpose?
Want to thank the great folks at 7 Weeks Coffee, 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10 when you order. I've got my coffee. I'm ready. This is, of course, back when we were out in Tahoe last year. I've got a tie-in for that after we talk to Mr. Kyle. We'll talk to Mr. Kyle, and then for the end of the show, I've got a travel tie-in to Tahoe and other things that are going on. But right now, man, first time I met this guy, I was so pumped. I was like, and he's going to give you some information that is true, but he likes to make fun of me. The first meeting we had, I use Google Calendar to coordinate everything that I do because of the amount of companies and stuff that I own. And for some reason, my notifications didn't work, and I was about almost an hour late to this conversation. And I'm glad he was understanding. Mr. Kyle from EPW. Whoo, brother, what you gonna do?
Oh man, oh man. I'm just glad I'm not waiting another hour. So we're on time
Though a lot
today,
of
and
people thought that opening probably was an hour long, the way it felt.
no,
So
no, and not anywhere compared to the day I was sitting there waiting for you, thinking I haven't even met this guy. What have I done already?
so tell everybody, let's start off first and foremost. I want everybody to know, and we had Onyx on, but I want you to tell everybody a little bit of the heart of what EPW is, what you guys are out there doing, because you've got so many cool things that you're doing. And I want people to know about this.
Well, Rob, before we can do that, I really just have to make one quick understanding here, and I've got to meet Jody, and Jody's a great dude, but we can all wear bow ties when it's necessary. Okay.
There you go.
See, I have mine
Are,
ready
are
and
you going to wear
every
it?
bow. You know what? We might as well. What do you
We
think?
should for
Let's wear
Jody.
it
If
today.
Jody was watching, hold
Yeah,
on a
Jody
sec.
better be watching.
I don't think he's watching. My guess he's not. Jody's too important for us. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Okay, wait till you get it on. And then we're going to send a picture to Jody here in a little bit. Yeah, it's not as easy. Jody's over there laughing at you right now, Mr.
Yes,
Kyle.
I'm just gonna. Let's do this.
Okay,
Let's
there we
make it
go.
look like it's on. There we go.
There we go. It's on. Perfect. Okay, we're going to send that later
Yes.
to Jody. That's the way this show, if you believe this show is scripted, you are sadly mistaken. There is no but thank you for that. And we will tell Jody Powell, of course, he does a show on our network called Falls Count Anywhere, and it's on every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. He talks about wrestling, and from what I've heard, a little birdie told me that you're going to be on there coming up.
I will be on. I do believe it's next week, if I'm not mistaken. So
Very cool.
looking forward to that too, and I'll have somebody help me put the bow tie on that night.
Yes, they're tricky. They're not easy to put on.
A lot of people tell me, and they make fun of me here, but I got T-Rex arms. They're very short, so when I'm trying to get a bow tie around this big neck with little arms, it's not easy. So, but I have it.
I have the opposite, Mr. Kyle. I have orangutan arms. I have I have to have all my dress shirts are custom done. My wife, she was shocked. First time she ordered me a shirt, she goes, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yep." So, but tell everybody a little bit about EPW.
So we're a Christian ministry, but we use the art of professional wrestling to spread the gospel. It's a unique experience. There's several companies out there that can do it. Wrestling for Christ is doing a great job, and so it's just something that we can use our God-given talents to entertain people, but at the same time to spread the word of Jesus that so desperately in our country right now, specifically that it needs to happen. So, we have this is our 25th year in Christian wrestling, and so just about a year ago, well, not even a year ago, we did a rebrand and a name change to Ephesians Pro Wrestling because our new company is founded and our foundation is within Ephesians 6:12 and the wrestling not against flesh and blood, but against the spiritual forces out there. So we do that daily here, whether we're wrestling in the ring or we're wrestling in the spiritual realm. Every day is something pretty exciting around here these days.
It's and you have so many neat things, but I want to go into your story, your personal story for a minute and tell everybody a little bit about your background. How did you get involved in wrestling to start with?
Yeah, so my story is a little different than most of the guys here and really any guy in wrestling. I grew up watching the Von Erichs. So, we're in Dallas area. So the Von Erichs, the Sportatorium, that's where I grew up. So my dad would take us on Saturday mornings to watch them, but I watched wrestling Monday nights and stuff with my dad growing up, but I was never into it too much. It kind of got to the point where it was almost garbage. But about 8 or 9 years, I guess 7 years ago, my previous career was in law enforcement, and I had some situations there that that caused some PTSD, and basically, you know, I was running from God, but God was chasing me, and had some medical things pop up, and the at the time the founder of the former company that we were, he reached out to me, and I had met him one time, um, and so I was not interested in wrestling. I was at the time not interested in God, but for him to reach out to me showed me something, and so that's how I came. And I was their cameraman for quite a while, and that just wasn't enough. That I had to do something more. And now 7 years later, I've been wrestling, and I'm on a break right now because I'm injured.
And for you, you really say this, and you said it to me, is that wrestling saved your life.
It really did. This ministry saved my life, and of course, this ministry is the big tool that we use is wrestling. So both the wrestling saved my life, but at the same time, I have to give full blown credit. And this may sound cliche, but Jesus saved my life, because through this ministry and through wrestling, I was able to see the true Jesus, and able to come out of some things that I was struggling to come out of. So yes, wrestling and Jesus both saved my life.
So tell me now, and there's so many questions I have, but one of the neat things that you're doing, and I know that it's something that you're really proud of, is that you've got youth wrestling. Tell everybody about that.
Yes, so we have EPW Kids. They're their own brand. We have 30 kids in that program. It started years and years ago as a 6-week summer camp, and we had some really talented kids that came through there, and they asked, "Is there a possibility for this to go year round?" And so myself and Ryan Hart, we decided to take that journey on and started a year round program. And so they're a year round, full blown sub branch of EPW. We have kids from 7 up to 16 years old that come in every Sunday. They train in the ring, and then they have 30 minutes of Bible time as well. And then they have their own shows 3 times a year, and there's some that we sell them out. I mean, they're the biggest shows that we can have, but it's not. We get a little bit of criticism here, from some wrestling promotions that are out there saying it's too dangerous. What they don't understand is that everything we do in the protection of them. They're not doing everything. As they get older, they do more. But
Right.
it is some of the most important, or some of the most amazing shows to watch these kids not only thrive, in the wrestling and something they want to do when they grow up, but they are really truly kid-led shows. So the kids are giving the gospel presentations, the kids are giving the testimonies and talking about their faith journey. And we've even baptized a couple of kids that gave their life to Christ while they were in that program.
That's what I was going to ask you about. It's a great vehicle for teenagers to share the gospel.
That is.
And I think that's so exciting. And you've got some big stuff coming up. You're of course going to be with us the first Saturday, your first show, the first Saturday in October, which I believe is the 4th.
That is the 4th.
So October 4th, you're going to debut EPW 6 p.m. Eastern time. And we are so excited about this. And I want to talk about a couple of things with you before we have to go. And so the first thing is God's blessed you with a great place to be able to do this at. And so you're going to have shows coming up. If people go to your website, they can find tickets for upcoming shows, correct?
That's correct. We actually have a show tomorrow. Even though we're not debuting on Abundant TV until the 4th, we're starting our live TV tapings here tomorrow night. So we have an excitement. Nothing in this arena. We are blessed with this arena, but nothing in this arena will change for the fan experience. It will be pretty much the same experience they've been getting, with additional matches. Most of our shows, we were trying to have 3 and 4, maybe 5 matches. Tomorrow night, they're going to get 7 matches, and in general, they'll get 6 matches every single show. So that way we can do our filming and make sure that we get good content for each show for Abundant TV as well.
So here's a question I have for you. Let's say somebody's out there watching, they've never been to a wrestling match. These are very family friendly events, the ones that you put on, and tell everybody kind of what they experience. They should get there early, obviously, and then bell time is what time?
Our bell time is 7 p.m. and that's Central Time because we're in Texas. Um, but our doors open at 6:15, and it's important to come early because one, you get a better seat, but there's not a bad seat in the house. Our front row is $20. Our general admission's 10. We're not trying to break the bank. We want families to be able to afford to come, but you got to come early because Onyx comes out, and when Onyx comes out at about 6:30, she has giveaways. And so where people may like wait till the last minute to come in, now Onyx has got some really cool giveaways, especially tomorrow night, that if they get here early, they're going to have an opportunity to have some posters, maybe some fatheads, and some other things. And so it is an exciting atmosphere that is electrifying. When somebody comes into our show, it's family friendly. It's exciting. It's loud. There's a lot of lights. There's a lot of smoke. There's a lot of loud music. But at the time, you're going to get also a great testimony. But at the end, no matter where we go and what we do, you're going to get a gospel presentation and an altar call, an opportunity to respond to that gospel presentation. And maybe you've already responded to the gospel. Maybe you're having a hard time and need some prayer. At the end of every show, our guys and gals come out, and we pray with the audience if they need prayer. So it's fun for all.
It does. It sounds like an amazing time. My wife and I are going to try to get down for an event here very soon. Hey, listen, last question. I asked Jody this question. I'm going to ask you this question. You have to create your Mount Rushmore of all-time wrestlers. Who are your four?
It's funny. I just did this the other day because somebody else asked me this. I'm going to put Kamala on there. I don't know if you know Kamala. I'm sure you do, but he was big in Dallas, and whenever I was 3 years old, he scared the ever-living bejesus out of me. I was going to the bathroom. He was coming out to the ring. I look up face to face, and I remember I think I may have pulled my dad's pants down. I was holding on so hard, but I'm putting Kamala on there. I think for the wrestling and for what he did to the company, I think Hulk Hogan has to be on there. Because it's my generation of where I really got into it. I'm putting Stone Cold Steve Austin on there, and there's one more, and this is kind of joking because when we were talking about this last week, I'm going to put Ryan Hart on there, and he's an EPW superstar, my former tag partner and one of the biggest jerks you'll ever meet in EPW. I'm going to put him on there because I just need to let him know that I was serious in that room the other day whenever we were talking about this.
Well, if Ryan's watching, he's serious about it. Hey, listen, give everybody the website really quick.
Yes, it's www.ephesiansprowrestling.org. You can get tickets, you can do donations, you can book birthday parties, you can do everything that we offer here. Just go there and find the tab, look at our superstars, and then buy tickets and come out tomorrow night. We're excited.
That's right. Hey, Mr. Kyle, thanks so much for being with us. When we come back for the break, it's my final thought.
Social media today is noisy, divided, and too often hostile to Christian values, a place where truth is twisted and faith is often silenced. What if there was a place for believers where you could share your story, grow in your faith, and be encouraged every day? Introducing Acts Social, the #1 Christ-centered social platform built to unite Christians worldwide in truth, hope, and love. Share your faith openly. Discover powerful, uplifting content. Join prayer groups. Encourage others. Find news and events from a biblical worldview all in one place. And do it all free from big tech censorship, invasive tracking, and endless ads. Because the body of Christ was never meant to be scattered. It was meant to be together, every day, everywhere. ActsSocial.com, the fastest growing platform for Christ-centered connection. Join us and be part of something eternal.
Hey, thanks to the great folks at Acts Social. Acts, actssocial.com. And Mr. Kyle, hey, listen, that was super fun. Of course, you know, the little kid in me loves to talk about wrestling. Final thoughts for today. Hey, on Wednesday, we talked about travel for the fall, places to go if you're going to travel and wanted to do a fall getaway. And this was interesting. So I dug a little deeper after that, because I was like, somebody asked me a question about it and said, so where did you come up with this? It was iTravel as a company. And so I did a little more research about this. So there are they say right around 70% of Americans are planning a fall trip this year, which I thought was interesting in the first place. I didn't realize so many people took fall trips. We always talk about summer vacation, but rarely do we ever talk about fall trips. Anyway, 90% of them are taking trips this fall by car. So those travel places we talked about on Wednesday, and you can go back and find us on social media and find out where they were. Of course, the Smoky Mountains and Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area was number one, and I love that area. So yeah, it's a beautiful area. Like I talked about on Wednesday, it was one of my favorite places to go during the fall. And hey, it is just a beautiful place. So a lot of travel, a lot of people staying in the United States to do their travel this fall. And again, it kind of blows me away. I got to tell you, I got to be honest with you, that that many people are traveling during the fall. 65%. Hey, thanks to great folks at Act Social. We believe so much in Act Social that Abundant TV became one of their corporate sponsors, along with Chick-fil-A and Hobby Lobby. And we're super excited to be able to bring social media from a different platform. Go to Act Social. That's actssocial.com. I believe they still have a referral because it is still invite only. Just use the promo code ATV on there. Thanks to the great folks at 7 Weeks Coffee, 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10 when you're over there ordering. Remember, I said order the mixed bag. Mr. Kyle and the great folks at EPW, they debut coming up October 4th on Abundant TV. If you don't have Abundant TV yet, you probably should. You should get it. You can find it in your favorite app store, whether that's Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, or in your phone's store, whether that's Android or Apple. Where's the week gone? It's gone by way too fast. It was a lot of fun. Thanks to Jody Powell for joining us on Monday, and Mr. Kyle today. And I did my own thing on Wednesday. We're gonna see if we continue to do that, but it was a lot of fun. I will see you on Monday. It's gonna be Mondays with Molly. We'll do that coming up next week. Thanks so much for being with us. And ladies and gentlemen, we brought another week to the close, and this is the morning break.